Hello and welcome to the Vetter discussion. My name is Ryan, and if you are brand new to the Vetter community, today's call is specifically and especially designed for you. We're going to go over how best to navigate the Vetter platform to kind of get you aware of what to look for, how to best utilize the platform, which ultimately leads you to supporting you in finding your next 2x, 5x, 10x, 100x, and beyond. Now, this call will be interactive, so be sure to go ahead and raise your hand if you have any questions, or drop your questions in the comment section, and we'll be able to communicate that way. Now, whether you are a veteran in our community or you are brand spanking new, again, I'm going to show you how to best utilize, hands down, the best research tool, which is the Vetter platform. Now, if you're watching this and you don't currently hold Vetter tokens, you don't know what Vetter is, and you don't know why this community is so excited, go ahead and visit Vetter.ai. You're going to be able to learn about what we are, what we're up to, and why this is such a big deal in the crypto space. Now, before we jump into some things, I want to say that first and foremost, I am not a financial advisor, and anything I say on today's session is not financial advice. Okay, I'm literally going to show you how to utilize a research tool. Now, the second thing I want to say is this is a tool. Okay, it's a tool. Someone asked me one time, Ryan, show me the next 2x. Where's the next 10x? And I just kind of laughed. I'm like, hey, this is not a crystal ball. It's a research tool to support you in your own research. But what we want to do is, what I want to do, my whole goal and objective for these sessions is to teach you how to properly utilize the tool to support you in getting the results that you want in the crypto space. Now, one of the things about the Vetter platform is it's a tool, like I said, but a tool can be used as a form of leverage. And what I mean by that is, if for you to go out and try to pick up your car, that might be a bit challenging. Okay, but if you were to get the jack out and then stick the jack where it's supposed to go, and then utilize the jack the way it's designed, your car is going to lift up. See, that's a form of leverage. Leverage is the ability to do more with less. And Vetter platform is a form of leverage. The research tool is a form of leverage that when you utilize it the right way, it saves yourself time, energy, and sometimes even money, okay, which is a big deal, right? So it saves yourself time, energy, and money. Leverage, the ability to do more with less. Now, just by a show of hands, or just drop it in the comment section, just curious, how long you've been part of the Vetter community? I've been blessed to be a part of the Vetter community since early October. And so I just want to take a quick look to see, are you brand new? Did you come in today? Have you been here since the beginning of Discord? So some people from August, I'm from October. Just go ahead and drop it in the comment section so I know who I am speaking with today. Now, before we jump fully into everything going on, like I said, my name is Ryan. I am from Oklahoma. And I've been part of the Vetter community since early October. And one of the things I absolutely love most about the Vetter platform in the community is Crowdsourced Intelligence. Okay, you may have heard of AI, which is artificial intelligence, but we've combined AI with CI, Crowdsourced Intelligence. And that's literally where people are coming from all over the world, coming together to share their thoughts, their ideas, their discoveries on what they're seeing in the market and in the crypto space. Now, if you were to do that yourself, that would take a huge amount of time and a massive effort to be able to filter through all of that information on your own. And that's the beauty of the Vetter platform and the Vetter community. Being able to work together, collaborate together from people from all over the world with different backgrounds, different experience levels, different progression as far as your journey in the crypto space is absolutely phenomenal. I've made some great relationships simply because of the community and the collaboration. That's one of the things I absolutely love about that. So as I'm going to go over some announcements, go ahead and type in the chat, what it is that you like most about the Vetter platform. Now, right now, Robin is actually in Croatia. at the blockchain developers event, and it's called Blockdown Croatia 22. And she's rocking and rolling there. And I have a video that I'll share that was shared in Telegram. But she is rocking and rolling. Was able to hear from her yesterday about some of the things that she's been seeing there. And one of the things that she's noticed is, just seeing different teams there at this event that are either small teams or a one-man show, and they're really struggling. They're trying to fill in all the gaps. They're trying to, make everything run together by themselves, small teams. And one of the things that you may not realize, yes, Vetter platform, we have our Vetter token, and yes, we're going to have our own launch pad, and those are great. But what you may not realize is it's bigger than that. What we're building is bigger than just a token. We're building an entire ecosystem that can support people at a variety of different levels. It can support these developers who are struggling, these teams who are struggling. Maybe they're struggling on the marketing side. Maybe they're struggling because they don't have a full-time dev team. There's all these different things and nuances and challenges that all projects get to face before they're even able to launch. And one of the things that Vetter can offer is support and mentorship and consulting on that side of things. So we're so much bigger than just a token, so much bigger than the CrowdX calendar, which we're going to look at in a minute, so much bigger than just a new launch pad or something like that. And so it's just really excited to see what's going on in our ecosystem. And each day, the further we get closer, or the closer we get to the next chapter, the next level, the next progression in the entire ecosystem. Now, one of the things I did want to bring up today, and this is really important, and unfortunately, we live in a space where there are some people out there that they want your money, and they will go to great lengths to get your money. And so today there was actually a message coming out to a handful of people. There was a fake Robin account that was going around, sending messages asking for funds. And I wanted to bring this up because it's so important that you're always on guard. You have a level of skepticism in the crypto space, and just recognize that if someone else wants your money more than you want to keep your money, they're going to take it. Okay. So if you want to keep your money safe, be super skeptical, be super diligent, and just always be aware. Okay, always be aware. So what had happened was this user actually took the handle from Robin, took Robin's, at Robin Lynn, and put it in their bio. Okay, so when you first click the bio, it looks real. It's the same picture, it's the same name, it looks like Robin Lynn. Okay, but one thing to recognize is there's no groups in common here. Okay, and then when you click on this, it actually takes you to the actual real user info for Robin Lynn. You'll see right here, here's the bio and usernames with the proper information in there. Okay, and you can see multiple groups that are in common. Okay, and so again, if scammers want your money more than you want to keep your money safe, they're going to end up with it. And so constantly you're going to see us talk about this in Telegram about being very skeptical, being very cautious, and just taking that full-on ownership and responsibility, because we want to teach and support you as best we can, but you get to do your part about being responsible with who you're communicating with, what information you're sharing, and things like that. Now today, like I said, we are going to talk about navigating the Vetter platform. But before we jump into that, I do want to show just a quick little snippet from Croatia. So let me just go ahead and play this real quick.
Hey guys, Robin here with Vetter at the Croatia Blockdown Festival. Let me take you inside.
I have it on super speed. Let me see if I can slow it down. And we'll try this again. There we go. That was way too fast, Robin. Let's slow down. There we go.
Hey guys, Robin here with Vetter at the Croatia Blockdown Festival. Let me take you inside.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought that was super cool. I wanted to share that with you in case you had not seen that yet. So one of the things that ByBarter all about, data integrity, being clear and crisp with the messaging, and that video is a great representation of the vibe and image that our community is all about. So today we're going to be talking about how to navigate and best navigate the ByBarter platform. Okay, so when you first log into ByBarterplatform.app, you're going to be on the ByBarter board. Okay, this is like the dashboard. Okay, you're going to be able to see there's a handful of topics on here. I want to go over those just briefly to give you an understanding idea of what's going on here. So the first thing you'll see up here is this is where you can start. This is where you can also buy. So if you weren't logged in, you would be able to see this information. Right here, this is a hot list. This is where projects are being added by scouts that have a good track record. Okay, so it's just a short list. It's sharing some information, some overall projects. This is not saying that these projects are fantastic, nor is it saying that these projects are bad. They're just projects are being added by scouts that are doing a good job. Here we have a quick overview of the calendar, okay, the CrowdX calendar. And so we'll take a deeper dive into that in just a minute. But you can see there's color-coded rankings here. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. If we come down here to the right here is ByBarter University. This is where we're sharing videos. Over here, you can also access it right here, the little camera icon. But this is where you can access information that can support you in learning how best to utilize the ByBarter platform. You'll see some of the influencer videos that we've had done, how to get set up on the ByBarter platform, things with wallets, setup videos, things about DeFi, some success stories from the community, but also the daily discussions are also here now. Okay, this is what's all in the ByBarter library. And then also ByBarter Trading Club videos. So if you are a higher tier, we'll get to that in a minute, you can access the ByBarter Trading Club series in the this area right here. When you click on that, it actually shows you the entire series. Okay, so you have the one video at the top, and then all the videos that go with it there. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard. And right here, you're going to see tiers and ranks. Okay, so at tier 0, you have limited access. Tier 0 means you have 0 ByBarter. Okay, 0 to 9,999 ByBarter, and that has very limited access. When you have 10,000 ByBarter, it unlocks the ICO information, which is just basic, really basic information that's been posted from a scout. At 25,000 ByBarter, you're now able to see the vetted information. Okay, you're able to see the vetted information. Next, at tier 3, which is 100,000 ByBarter, you're able to see the color-coded ranking, and you're also able to vote on projects, whether they were profitable or not for a scout on that time frame, or if the vetting you felt was useful or not. And last, right here at tier 4, 500,000 ByBarter, and that's where you have the advanced features. One of those being which you get to plug into the ByBarter Trading Club calls and watch the replay and see what the ByBarter Trading Club is getting into and investing in. But one of the two things that I also wanted to mention for tier 3 and tier 4, at tier 3, you're able to use the follow feature, where you're able to follow one scout. Okay, so there's a scout that you may like, or you've done a little bit of research. You may see someone talking about in Telegram. And there's a handful of great scouts we have in our community. Metal Ride, we have Captain Kurt, we have LDN 100X, PSC 100X, we have Gordon Gecko, we have Haelstromm, Vodka Hawk, WM Stock. I'm now running the risk of leaving someone out, but you get the point. There are fantastic scouts in our community, and they get massive results. And so you're able to follow them. And whenever they post a project, whenever they vet a project or favorite a project, you would see a notification letting you know that, and kind of gives you the opportunity to basically see that information, and it's kind of delivered to you. Instead of you searching through the calendar, which is what we're going to do in a moment, it allows you to basically receive like an update saying, hey, look, so-and-so is looking at this project, or so-and-so has vetted this project, and kind of gives you that insight, okay? The next thing you'll notice here is there's different ranks, okay? Different ranks for the scouts, different ranks for the bettors and voters. And when you see yellow, that's just a beginner, someone who's brand new to the platform. When you see a gray project, that's unranked, meaning someone didn't put their rank on the line. So you can see barely, that's gray there. This one's yellow. Beige, They have average ranking. Maybe they're new, they're starting to add some projects to the calendar, they just don't have a lot of results yet. Or the project that they're posting, some projects maybe did well, some projects maybe didn't do so well. Green ranking is that they've had a little more, they've posted a little more projects, they've had a little more success in the projects. And purple ranking is the top. They've posted a lot of projects, and a lot of the projects have done well. Now here in the middle here, this is where we have our games and tips section. And you can see that PSC 100X got a 2X on Petaverse and tipped Captain Kurt 1000 better. Okay, so pretty cool that you're able to, again, you can follow these scouts, you can look to see what they're posting, and then when you get a game, you can tip with better. So here's myself, I also got into Petaverse, tip Captain Kurt, Metal Ride, Petaverse, tip Captain Kurt. And so this is what I'm going back to about that idea of crowdsourced intelligence, people working together to help each other find wins. Okay, so earlier I had mentioned, different scouts that are doing great, and you can see some of the names that I mentioned are on here. And right here you have a leaderboard, and this is just some overall stats that are going on in the community. The top tipper is tipped over 80,000 better. Top tip scout has received close to 30,000 better. Top tip vetter has received almost 70,000 better. Top paid scout, top paid vetter has received close to 700,000 vetter just by being a contributor to the community. And top paid voter right here has received over 500,000 vetter. Now let me just go to the profile so you can see right here. There are 3 roles within the community. Okay, 3 roles. You have the role of the scout, and that is someone who goes out and they find projects. Okay, they find projects and they're adding projects to the calendar. Okay, so they're going to add just some basic information: website, Telegram, maybe the soft cap or hard cap for the project, when it launches, when's the pre-sale, if there's a private sale, just some basic information. And as you post, you will receive votes, whether your project was successful or not. And that's what supports you in ranking up. And so you actually get paid to post projects to the calendar. So if the rank of purple, you're earning over 2,250 better just by posting projects to the calendar. Another position in the, or not position, but a role rather, in the ecosystem is that of a vetter. A vetter will take the information that a scout provides and they'll add additional information to it. They're going to add in some positives, some red flags, what they like about the project. They're going to talk about the Telegram, the size of the Telegram. They're going to talk about the team, whether the team's been doxed or not. Have there been AMAs? They're going to talk about tokenomics, the contract. They're going to talk about whether it's been audited, all these different details. Okay, so think about like the scout does the finding. Okay, the scout does the finding, the sifting, the sorting, and they add it to a calendar. And then the vetter comes along and they do a deeper dive on the project. Okay, they do a deeper explanation on the project. And what this allows you to do, it allows you to see projects that have either with basic information, allows you to see projects that maybe one person has done a scouting and the vetting on, and they do a deeper dive on it, or it allows you to see people, 2 people that have both worked on the project. So let's say that I scout a project and then Aaron comes along and he vets a project, or Metal Ride scouts a project and then I come along and I vet the project, or Captain Kurt scouts a project and Aaron comes along, he vets the project. So there's no restrictions to that. One scout on every project, and there can be a handful of vetters on every project. And every time someone touches it, they're just adding additional information, some insights. And it goes back to that crowdsourced model of people working together, sharing information, and being able to learn from that and work with that. We also have the role of a voter. And a voter comes along and they go in and they are able to vote on a project, whether it's profitable or not for a scout. Okay, and we have some really strict guidelines on what makes a project profitable or not. And then they're also able to vote on a vetter. Now this is subjective, and the voting for a vetter is really based on, did you personally find the information was useful or not? If you felt it was useful, you give it an up vote. If you felt it wasn't useful, you give it a down vote. And that's how that works. Now, if we scroll down here, you're going to be able to see, earlier I was talking about as a tier 3 member, you're able to follow one scout. As a tier 3 member, you're able to follow one scout. As a tier 4 member, you're able to follow unlimited. Okay, so at tier 3, it's 100,000 better. At tier 4, it's 500,000 better. And just for that reason alone, highly worth it to be at tier 4, to have these signals and be able to follow multiple scouts that are posting out projects on the platform. And so right here, you'll be able to see who you're following. And then right here, you're able to see the project signals, meaning when the person you're following, so this right here, this is my profile. And so this updates, I vetted this project right here, and it just shows as it was vetted here. And so you're able to sift through this information and see what's going on here. And so what the signals allows you to do, it allows you, like I said, to follow specific people, but it kind of creates its own feed for you. Similar to that of like Twitter or Facebook, where you log on and you see your feed. And this would be a feed of projects that are being posted by the people that you follow. And that's one way to find projects. Okay, that's one way. The other way that we're going to talk about down here as well, you can see when you add projects to your watch list, your own projects that you add. Okay, that's the information that's there. And then, when you're voting, votes sent, votes received. So that's just some basic information there. So let's go ahead and go to the CrowdX calendar here. And so now this is a really high overview of all the projects on the calendar. Okay, so before, this little picture here, that was like a macro. Now we're down a little bit deeper. This is more micro, and we're able to see specifically, here is the 12th, and there are 9 projects that are launching today or potentially launching, either launching, pre-sale starting, private sale starting. Some type of information is going on here. But the first thing that you're going to see is you're going to be able to see that there are a lot of projects on the calendar. Okay, a lot of projects. And that can be a little overwhelming at first. The thought is, well, how can I look at all of this? How can I look at all of these? What's the difference between just going to DXL or PinkCell and just looking at all the projects there? How is this any different? Well, when we start dialing down, when we start looking at projects, you'll see how it's drastically different. And the value that the scouts provide and the veterans provide for this platform is unreal. Now, one of the things that Justin shared, right now, if you are tier 3, right now is a fantastic time to upgrade to tier 4 based on the way the crypto market is going right now, and it's down a little bit. Right now is a perfect time to be able to upgrade to tier 4 and get access to follow unlimited amount of scouts. Like it's super fantastic. The data that we're seeing and collecting, the scouts are doing a fantastic job, and to be able to follow all of those and have them basically show up on your news feed, game changer, absolute game changer. So instead of getting overwhelmed with, oh my goodness, where do I start? Look at all these projects. What we can do right here is we can actually filter these different projects, and we can limit some of the noise here. So when you click on network, it's going to show all the networks that we focus on the Better platform. Okay, so let's say that you only wanted to focus on Binance projects. You would click Binance, and now just Binance projects are showing up. Okay, let's say that you wanted to click, or you wanted to just look at Ethereum projects. Now these are the Ethereum projects that are showing up. Okay, so if you're strictly an Ethereum investor, you're strictly a Binance investor, you're strictly a Solana or Luna. Luna's down a lot. Could be a good opportunity. Harmony, Phantom, Chronos. You are able to isolate the projects, and so it gives you a very clear roadmap on what to look for and get into, and it eliminates a lot of the noise there. The next thing is Launchpad. Okay, so this is the place where projects are actually launching from. Okay, so let's say that you really, really like DXL. Okay, you can click DXL. Now these are the projects that are launching off DXL. Okay, so again, it takes a lot of the noise away. Maybe you don't like DX Cell, but you like Pink Cell. So you click Pink Cell. Now these are the projects that are launching on Pink Cell. Okay, these filters are a game changer, and it can support you in finding exactly what you want to look for. Okay. We can take it a step further though. When we click on category, we can now filter based on gaming projects. Okay, let's say that you only want to focus on gaming projects on Pink Cell that are only on the Binance network. That's the results right there. So if your strategy is strictly around Binance Pink Cell gaming projects, that is how you would use a filter and filters to find the projects that are specific for your needs. Okay, so we go back here, we can reset. And now let's say that you're all about utility. These are all the utility projects across all networks. Okay, so when you use one filter, it makes it smaller, the option smaller. When you add another filter to it, it makes the option smaller. Okay, so the more filters, the more specific. It can narrow your focus. You can find exactly what you're looking for. Let's say over time, I teach something called VOL, which is volume of launches. Let's say over time, you get really good at utility projects on the Binance network. And so now, instead of looking at the entire calendar, you would literally just use this filter, and these are the projects that would show up. That's how simple it is to be able to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and reset that. Now we have event type right here. You can look for private cells. Okay, one of the things we teach in this community is, buy low, sell high. It seems like a really simple strategy, but I tell you what, I'm embarrassed to say that I kind of complicated that when I first got started. I didn't really catch on to the idea of buy low, sell high. And what I was doing was, as soon as a project would launch, like, able to buy it on PancakeSwap, I would just go buy it, not really knowing what I was doing. And then I realized that, well, if you get in during a pre-sale, that means you get in before the launch day. That means you get in before a lot of other people. Well, if you do a private sell, that means you have the potential to get in even before people in the pre-sale. Okay, so if you're all into private cells, you would just click private sell, and now you have options that are strictly for private cells. Okay, when you click pre-sell, now you have options for all the projects that are pre-sales. Fair launch would basically mean it's going to just launch without a pre-sell or anything like that, and people are able to just go pick it up at PancakeSwap or Uniswap or whatever the swap is. And IDOs, this is basically it's launching from a different type of launch pad than like Pink Cell or DXL. It's launching from something like BSC pad or Game Starter or Trust pad. And in order to take part in those, you get to hold a certain amount of tokens. Okay, so let's just take a look at this one right here. Let's see, it doesn't tell us where it's launching on. Let's go back and let's look for one that's other launchpad. So let's just call this other. I mean, it is other, but that's not the name of the launchpad. So for this example, this is an IDO. It's launching on the Polygon network, and it's launching on this launchpad. We're just going to call it other launchpad. And in order to take part in this project, okay, in order to take part in MetaX seed, you would get to hold tokens on other launchpad in order to even take part in this project. Okay, so in order to even take part in this project, you would get to hold tokens on this launchpad. Okay, so that is a strategy for some people, but it often costs a lot of money to be invested into a launchpad, and sometimes it takes a lot of money, a lot of funds to actually get good quality allocations. Sometimes there's vesting involved. There's a lot of different things. Vesting meaning you don't get all your tokens right away. You maybe get 25% 1 week or 25% a quarter or 25% a month, however it works out. Okay, but that is a strategy that some people use and utilize. Let's go ahead and close that out. And now another thing that you can do, like I said, whenever you are at tier 3, you're able to filter based on colors. So let's say you only want to look at purples, okay, or you only want to look at greens and above. Okay, now you're able to do that, or you only want to look at beiges and above. So it allows you to focus narrow your focus that way as well. Okay, does anybody have any questions so far on just the basics of what we've covered so far about how to navigate just the dashboard, the CrowdX calendar, a little bit about the profile, and a lot about the Vetter University. Again, this is real basic. We're going to have other videos that go deeper into the specifics of this. But today's call is really about just familiarizing yourself with the platform and showing you how to navigate the space. Okay. If you have a question, feel free to raise your hand and I'll unmute you, or drop your comments, questions in the comment section. I'll be able to support you there. So now we're going to dive into how to search. Okay, we're going to dive into how to search for your next 2x, 10x, 5x, 100x, 25x, whatever. Okay, how to use a calendar to search, but also how to potentially use the follow feature to search specific scouts to see, to take part in the projects that they get into. Okay, so the first example we're going to do, we're going to search for projects. So go ahead and someone type out a Sarah, actually, we can take a look at that before we get off the call today. We'll sift through some of those details. So Sarah, can you tell me what network ByBarter is on?
I think it's on the Binance chain.
Okay, on Binance. And do you happen to know what category it is, or if it's a?
I think I think it was possibly utility, because it's basically a decentralized exchange.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a peer-to-peer thing. So I just wanted to get some advice on that. Not financial, just trying to understand what I'm reading. Yeah.
Of course not. Okay, so what we did here, so the purpose of me asking Sarah, and thank you, Sarah, for bringing that up. We'll definitely take a look at it, and we all can chime in and share some thoughts. But what I wanted to show was, so I asked Sarah what network it was. Okay, so I wanted to show how to use the filters for searching Binance, and then she said it was potential utility. Okay, and then so I just started scanning, and I see it right here. Okay, without knowing what it is, I get to click more to see what else we got. So it's pink cell and it's a pre-sell. Okay, so we can go back here and we can click event type, pre-sell. Okay, ByBarter is right there, and pink cell. Okay, so earlier I was talking about how to dial in. Okay, a minute ago there were 100 projects. Now, today's the 12th, there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so instead of your mind trying to look at how do I look at 100 projects, now literally we only have 4 choices. Okay, these don't count because these are in the past. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 projects to look at. Okay, so this is a project called ByBarter. It's from a great scout called Haelstromm. You can see that right here. Okay, now we're going to go into the details of what it looks like when you look at a scout's project. Okay, Haelstromm is a scout here. Okay, earlier I talked about you're going to provide just basic information. So you're going to see the project name, the symbol. Here's the Telegram group. Okay, it's on the Binance network. It's on the pink cell launchpad. It's utility, and it is a pre-sell. Okay, we don't have the soft cap or hard cap listed. No problem. This is when it was posted, so just a couple of days ago, the website, and then Twitter. Okay, and now you're going to get an insight into what the scout has shared here. Positives: AMA done on pink cell. See the pinned Telegram. Audit right here. Officially listed on CoinMarketCap. Here it is right here. No red flags at the time. He found it on Reddit. Okay, so this is just giving you some basic information on what the project is. Okay, right here, the private sell rate, 1 BNB for 6,300. What is it? ByBarter, bib. Pre-sale rate is 1 BNB for 5,400 bib. Okay, comments. ByBarter is next evolution peer-to-peer platform. It is the world's first decentralized non-custodial peer-to-peer service platform and marketplace that integrates over 3,000 means to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. Okay, and so right here you can now just read what the project is actually about. Okay, and so what we're going to do together is I'm going to go over some of the thoughts that I have when I'm looking at projects and some of the things that I look for on how what I just think. Okay, some of the thoughts that I think when I'm looking at these projects. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is, okay, it's posted by Haelstromm. Okay, he does a good job. He posts great projects. Okay, so that catches my attention. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that mental note. Okay, good. Next thing I want to do is I want to go to Telegram. Okay, so we're going to go to Telegram. Okay, first thing we see, there's 10,000 members. That's a pretty big number. That'll catch your attention. 10,000 members. That's pretty good. Okay, so now let's look up the pin messages. We have 22 pin messages. Okay, that's cool. I got some good information there. Now, what I want to do is I want to scroll up. Looks like this was the AMA potentially from, so in the vetting or in the scouted post, he did mention that there's an AMA by PinkCell. Okay, so right here, here's that AMA you could potentially listen to. It's an hour and 5 minutes long. Okay, but that information's in the pin messages. Okay, and so to get there, literally, I just went up here to the pin messages. I clicked this right here, and it takes me exclusively to the pin messages. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, I'm just seeing what information has been shared here. Okay, like I said, the PinkCell was there, the PinkCell AMA. Here's a link on PinkCell right here. We'll take a look at that in a minute. What I also want to do is I want to scroll all the way up to the top, the first pin message. Well, okay, February 5th. That's interesting. Okay, and they have a contract address right here. So February 10th, there was a contract address that ends in a 7A0. Let's scroll back down here to PinkCell and see if, actually, let me not waste time. Let me just grab this right here. Okay, so I copied that. And now we're going to scroll back down to the PinkCell link. And I just want to see if it's the same contract. Okay, pretty cool. Same contract. The reason I say that's pretty cool is sometimes you hop in a Telegram group that they may have 10 pin messages and the group's only been open for a week. And so what we're looking at is we're looking to see how organic, how authentic, how real is this Telegram group. Okay, so what we saw here is this contract's been out since February 10th. Okay, it ends in a 7A0. Same contract right here, 7A0. Okay, pre-sale is going to start in 2 days. So it's going to start at on the 15th at, I guess, midnight UTC time. Okay. So in 2 days and 3 hours, that's going to start. But let's go back over to Telegram. First pin message was February 5th. So I want to go click that. And then I want to scroll up to just see like, okay, so this group right here, the name was changed, Delta Force. Okay, so Delta Force CE changed the group name to ByBarter. Okay. So now my question that I'm having is, okay, so this group was previously called something else. Okay, they changed the name to ByBarter. Now they did change it like months ago, which that's still a big deal. Like, I'm not saying this is a red flag at all. I'm just simply saying that I'm just looking for clues, looking for information. The fact that they've been ByBarter for months now is pretty cool. I like that. Like it's comforting to know like, okay, they've been working on this for a period of time. They didn't just start this, you know, May 1st and didn't just add 10,000 members. But I am curious, you know, what was what was Delta Force? So, let's just go ahead and search Delta Force. This is back in February. I don't know if I, DELTA Force. I don't know if I spelled it right, but let's see what this says. Forwarded from Delta Force. Okay, doesn't really give us any information. So this is something that you could ask a question. Okay, so let me just join the group. Let me scroll down so I can prove them human. EA9RCO, all right. All right, they let me in. All right, we're in, guys. Congratulations. Okay, so now what I would do is, so I don't see any information right here. I would just ask, what was Delta Force? Just so I can get some insights. Again, there can be some rebranding, there can be some changes. It is what it is. What was Delta Force? Let's just see what they say. Okay, so Telegram's looking pretty good. Now let's just scroll up and let's see if there's like communication going on. If people are asking questions, if they're getting questions answered, like what's going on here. Okay, so this is an hour ago, hour and a half ago. Launch date isn't fixed. Okay, so they may just do their pre-sale and may not, may just assess the situation in the market after that. I know some projects are postponing due to market conditions. So right now, I don't necessarily see a lot of conversation in the Telegram. Our first pre-sale is ongoing now on our project website, and second pre-sale is from 15th May. Will be on our project website as well as Pink Cell, Unicrypt, Gympad, DXL. That's interesting. If I read that correctly, they're going to be on all 4 of these. Okay, haven't necessarily seen that before. So I don't necessarily see. I see a lot more of these, click commands, some welcome messages, some stickers, memes, and things like that. I don't necessarily see a lot of people asking questions, which is, it is what it is. But there are 10,000 members here, and so, why aren't people asking questions? It's a couple of days away from the pre-sale. I guess the question is when launch, when pre-sale. But beyond that, I don't necessarily see much too much activity. Okay, so we're waiting on my question to be answered. Right now, okay, someone saw it. Great. I was about to say no one has seen it yet. Okay, so someone saw my question. That's great. Maybe we'll get an answer here in a few minutes. So now we can check out to see if it's botted. You can just type something like good project and just see, like, these kind of shenanigans. Okay, unfortunately, that's not ideal. Okay, so I say that's not ideal, and here's why. Here is May 1st, and just look on the list here. I'm going to scroll. We're still on May 1st. These are all people saying good project, all on May 1st. We're still on May 1st. It's still May 1st. Oh, there we go. May 1st that was a busy day. So yeah, that's not ideal. That's not great. What this means is this number of 10,000 is a lot less. Okay, it's a lot less. So Telegram is likely botted. There does appear to be some people in here, but that's a lot of not real people. Hi, hello, good project. This 10,000 number is now vanity. When we first came to this project, that was like something to consider. Now it's like, hey, I don't know about that. Okay, so I would say the Telegram is not that vibrant. Telegram age is great. Hey, Daryl, you want to say something?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few Telegram groups where you'll see 15, 20 people all joining at the same time. Are those bots also?
It could be, like where you see like a lot of names and stuff. It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things I look for is just abnormal behavior.
Right.
So sometimes when there's a hype project, people could come in and they could ask questions right away. Like I came in and I asked a question, like that's a real question. What's Delta
Right.
Force? No one else asked that question.
Exactly.
So obviously, this is standing out, but like when you got a bunch of people join and they just say hi, or they just say good project, that to me is, and just so we're on the same page, I wouldn't say this is necessarily a red flag, but what I'm saying is this makes me trust this number less.
I see. Okay, right.
Okay. It doesn't mean that everyone in here is a bot. Maybe they thought that having a few 100,000 people join, not 100,000, but a few hundred or thousand people join. And maybe they thought if they all said hello, that would be good. But like, it's not good for us, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look good. You're right.
Exactly.
All right, thanks.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for asking. And Justin, there was a CAPTCHA, or not a CAPTCHA, but a right here when you join, click to prove you're human. So yes, there was a CAPTCHA. It took me over to I got to answer the question. So that was there. That was part of it. So the next thing I want to look at is okay. So Telegram Q&A. Right now they're not answering my question. So we'll just wait. Hopefully something happens. Telegram communication is pretty low. Is there hype? Well, since the communication is pretty low, there isn't much hype. Just people are asking when launch, and like these questions aren't real because we know when launch is. We can look at pink cell, or not launch, but pre-sell. We know when the pre-sell is. We can go look at pink cell. Okay. So that question could be legit. Like how far after the pre-sell is launch going to happen? The next thing, voice chat. So as we were scrolling through here, I didn't see any voice chat recordings, which is, not necessarily ideal, with Vetter. When we do an AMA or voice chat, we want to record it and then let people see it later. Next thing, let's go ahead and take a look at the website, see what we can see there. So let's go back to the platform here, and here is the website. And so one of the things I want to look at when I look at the website, I want to look at, so there's a handful of us on the call today, all with different skill sets, backgrounds, and resources. And my question that I go to when I go to a website is, how quickly could we make a website of our own? How quickly could we duplicate this? Could it be simple? Is this just a plug and play template that we could pay, $50, $100 for and plug in our information and everything works out? It could. We could do that. I don't see anything necessarily special about this. Like these things are just images. I mean, they're not even like vector images, which would look kind of nice. Okay, so I mean, there's nothing fancy about the website. I'll give it a couple points simply because like there's some cool colors and it looks good, but like there's nothing too fancy here. So let's look at the team. Okay, so they chose to go the route of having pictures, but not really. They chose the route of, we want to show your face, but we don't really want you to know what we look like. This doesn't do much for me. It actually, I would prefer to not have a team. Like I would prefer them to be anonymous. Because like, okay, Chucky, thanks Chucky. Thanks Tech Girl. Thanks Cyborg. Like, this doesn't do anything for me at all. Like, who are they? I don't know who they are. They're not even using real names. They're not using their pictures. It's okay if you want to be anonymous in this space. I'm totally cool with that. I'm cool with that. However, choose one end of the spectrum. I don't care which end. Go all in and show your face and show your names and show your social. Be on social media. Be on Facebook. Be on YouTube. Be on video, or be completely anonymous. The in between stuff is what makes me question their motives. Like I personally would have more respect for them or be more excited if they said, hey, we wish to remain anonymous, but this is what you can count on, or we did XYZ through whatever. Okay. Now they're saying that, the project has completed KYC with Pink Cell Finance as well as IDO pre-sales. There will be audit and KYC badges on the pre-sale for Pink Cell, DXL, Unicrypt, and Gempad. Okay. Now these are kind of vanity. Okay. Just so we're all on the same page. So, KYC, this is vanity. Okay. I'll give it some acknowledgement, like, hey, they did something, but like anybody can get this. This can be faked. Okay. There are scams all the time on Pink Cell. Okay. So just by having this does not make it gold. Okay. Yeah, Justin is saying, that's not a team. So Justin and I, Justin's from the perspective, Metal Ride, he's from the perspective of like, if you're not willing to stand behind your project, neither is he. And like, that's his criteria. So he's looking for a docs team. And so whenever a team's not docs, it just makes his decision really easy. Okay, move on. Next, there's a calendar full of projects. Okay. So we don't have to complicate this, guys. It's all about just finding what works best for you. Okay. So again, team, not doing too much for me. So I will read the bio or this, not bio, but this paragraph. Made up of individuals with vast experience in blockchain development, banking, marketing, cryptocurrencies, risk, commodity trading, energy, and cybersecurity endeavors. They're all investors in cryptocurrency, drawn to the project based on their mutual agreement that access to crypto can be easier, which stems from their individual experience to convert fiat into crypto and vice versa. They have synchronized their experience to create a platform that provides access to crypto with fair value, capture, and opportunities for everyday people to share in profits, usually amassed by the few. They've done KYC on Pink Cell as well as IDO pre-sales. Okay, again, I read that, but it doesn't really do much for me. What I like is if this was like Bob Smith and there was a real picture of Bob and it showed that Bob has 25 years experience in banking and these are the companies he worked for and this is what he's doing and all that stuff. I get it that they may not be able to dox themselves because of their current jobs. Fine, but like just be anonymous or be upfront. The in between really is a no-go for me. Not a no-go as in, hey, I'm out, but like every time I'm saying something, imagine that there's a scale. Imagine this line is a scale. Okay. When I say something I like, it's something positive and I add a little pebble here. If it's something I don't like, I add a little pebble here. None of these things are deal breakers. I'm just stacking probabilities. I'm stacking pebbles. I'm just finding information, seeing what I like, seeing what I don't like. That's how I personally look at projects. Okay. So I would like to know now, the one thing is based on these pictures, I can see that they are probably older. I'm guessing. Okay. They don't necessarily look young. I mean, I'm totally guessing, but they look older. I do appreciate older teams. They do have experience in life and have some resiliency. They've had some failures, and I think that's a good thing. But I would like to know what prior projects they worked on. I'd like to know. Okay, so no prior projects. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so there's no information there. So I would like to know the prior projects. I'd like to know the actual prior experience, whether it be crypto or not, whether it be, like I said, how long was he in banking? That's cool. That's great. What skill sets did he learn from that experience? I think that stuff is really valuable and important. Let's look at marketing. Marketing. Nope. Starting market cap. Okay, yeah, that's not correct. That's good. Okay, so I don't see anything about marketing, so that's not ideal. I didn't necessarily see anything on the website that stood out to me about their marketing. I mean, they have a roadmap, but that's not marketing. with Vetter, we have clear, specific things that we're talking about, things that we're covering, things that we're looking at. Okay. AMAs. Let's see if they've done any AMAs. I think we saw the one with Pink Cell. Okay, so they do have. Okay, so there was one with Pink Cell and there was AMA with Travel App. Okay. Let's see. What else? If I can find any more. So we've done at least 2 AMAs. That's good. They're getting out there. And then their socials. Let's take a look at what does Twitter look like? This is well, let's see. When I see a number like that, right away I say bogus. Right away. And then when you look at projects, 11 hours ago. Oh no, they're tweeting someone. Let me see an actual post. Let me go to. There's just not much engagement here. How do you have 12,000 followers and nothing going on here? So I would just say that this is not that important as well. I mean, don't take too much. Don't take it too seriously. Same thing with the 10,000. I wouldn't take those numbers too seriously. It's more vanity numbers, kind of like the KYC hype on Pink Cell. It's just kind of that. So what Melorad said, he says he also likes to search on Telegram for the founder, owner, CEO, see if they're active, if we have any groups in common, also see how they respond in the community, or if they even do. Let's see here. What was his name? What was it, Chucky? I think it was Chucky. It was Chucky. Let's see if Chucky is in Telegram. Oh, Chucky's not in there. That's a bummer. Okay, so we're getting close to the top of the hour. But so those are the things, some of the things that I look for when I'm looking at projects, Sarah. So anybody have any questions or comments they want to add to what we're talking about? We're getting close to the top of the hour, but I do want to open it up. For this project, there's nothing that necessarily stands out. There's a couple things that were kind of more questionable than good for me personally. I don't like seeing the amount of the numbers. Like they're just they're just trying to show that they have numbers. Here's the audit right here. Yeah, so that's it for those are my thoughts for this project. There's nothing that stands out as like, oh, hey, this makes me excited. I'm kind of neutral about it. It's a project that I would watch. It's a project that I would just see how it goes. But like literally, it's been how long since I asked a question? It's been almost 20 minutes since I asked my question and no one's answered. But it's also been a long time since anybody's actually said anything in the community. So I don't necessarily see the excitement. Let's go look back at Pink Cell. So this is a pre-sell. They are 250 soft cap, 500 BNB. I'm sorry, 500 hard cap, 500 BNB hard cap. 21% locked. every 30 days. Okay. Yeah, so this is one of the things that I talk a lot about as far as, if you want to get in the space and just knock yourself out and have a ball and lose some money, jump into every project you see. but don't go into Telegram, don't go into Discord and like cry about, hey, you got in this project and it didn't do good. Instead, that's one thing you can do. Okay. And another option you can do is do something called a volume of launches, or do something called paper trading, and document this project, look at it, see how it goes. And when you run across enough of these projects that are very similar, with big Telegram numbers, not a lot of excitement, pumped up socials, a team that halfway doxes, when you run across enough of these projects, you can determine whether they're going to be profitable or not based on you seeing enough of those. If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If that makes sense what I'm saying. Okay, you have two options. You can knock yourself out, jump in this, put one B&B in, hope for the best, but don't come to Telegram crying if it doesn't work out in your favor. Okay? Or you can say, hey, you know what? I want to learn. I don't want to pay B&B for my experience and my lesson. I'm going to write this one down. I'm going to document it. I'm going to follow the project. I'm going to follow the pre-sale. I'm going to stay up to date with it. I may even join in the Telegram group and ask a question and see if someone's going to answer me, because they didn't answer Ryan. Okay. And paper trade it. That means taking it seriously, treating it seriously, not putting any money in, and just seeing how it goes. And when you do enough of these, where there's a pattern, where every time you run across a project that has a pretty decent utility, but you're not really sure about the socials, you're not really sure about the community, not really sure about the team, you can see how those play out. But even that, there's a lot of, for me personally, there's a lot more unknown on this project than known. And it would get to take a lot. So for example, if Haelstromm posts projects like this on a regular basis, and over 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 launches like this, and they consistently do well, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, I'll take a swing. Why? Because now it's based on data over a series of projects, a volume of launches, instead of just one isolated event. Okay, if that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. Okay. So with that, those are my thoughts, Sarah, on ByBarter. I hope that is helpful. I hope that you all were able to get some good nuggets from that. Before we hop off, does anybody have any questions? We went a little bit over, but I think it was good. I think it was a good call for diving into some details, looking at a project that had some questions about it. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments or raise your hand real quick before we hop off here, okay? I'll give you about like 15 seconds.
Ryan?
Hi.
Ryan, good question. So after you reviewed that project and you determined a lot of things were wonky about it, but you didn't identify that Haelstromm was the scout.
Yes.
So you're balancing it off now that Haelstromm has all this good track record. You might really look at it because of him.
No. So for this one, what I would do is that's a great question, Deborah. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to clarify. So what I would do, yes, Haelstromm has his own track record. Absolutely. For me, there's enough missing on this project that I don't know if I want to put it up against just Haelstromm's record. Okay, meaning his track record. Okay. So what I would do is I would watch this project. Okay. I would watch this project and I would see how often Haelstromm posts projects like this, where it's a really good utility. It's on pink cell. It's a pre-sell. These are all good things. Okay. The lack of excitement in this group is concerning, especially with 10,000 members. The lack of engagement on Twitter is concerning. Those are the things that I'm aware of. So what I'm saying is now I'm going to follow Haelstromm to see how many projects he posts like this. So he posts one, then there's another one like this, another one like this, another one like this. I'm gonna paper trade all of them until I see a pattern emerge. So when I see Haelstromm post 10 projects like this, and 6 of them do good and 4 of them fail, that might be enough for me to start pulling the trigger whenever I see a project posted like this by Haelstromm.
Okay, cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's what you're doing right now. You're setting up these how you say sheets.
Yeah.
Tracking them.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing a volume of launches on these scouts and just seeing. But what makes this different though is right now I'm not familiar enough with Haelstromm to know what type of projects he posts. So if he posts a gaming project and then a utility and then a rewards and then a meme, each one of those is a different category. I personally can't put all those into one bucket and just say Haelstromm. I want to look to see, is there consistency? For example, let's say that every time he posts a meme project, it's a 10x, but every time he posts a utility, it's a dump. I just need enough data to recognize that. And then anytime Haelstromm posts a meme, I'm in it. Does that make sense?
Yes, very clarifying. Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome. It's just all about collecting the data and seeing what patterns emerge. You know, if again, if all of Haelstromm's projects are like this, that makes it less risky for me. But if some of his projects check all my boxes and some of his projects don't check, I need to see I need to see the data to back up my own personal things. But if Haelstromm, if every one of his projects don't check my boxes and they all do good, and there's a rhyme and reason behind it, like I'll take a swing at every one of them. It just takes a little bit of time to understand the scout that you're following.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're very welcome. All right. Anybody else have any questions before we hop off here? That was a great question, Deborah. Thank you. All right. Well, if today's call was helpful, feel free to hop in Telegram and share what your biggest takeaway was, what your biggest aha moment was, or what your golden nugget was. Let the community know, to definitely plug into these calls and also find the call on the Better University. And so we will be back on Tuesday, same time, same place. And I'll finish like my mentor always said, life can be short. So for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. Hey, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of the community, for contributing, for asking questions. When one of us gets better, when one of us wins, we all win. So I'm so thankful that you guys are here, part of this experience. And every day we're getting better and we're getting closer to the goals that we each have. So, hey, all of you have a fantastic day. I will see you in Telegram. I'll see you in Discord. Bye for now.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.